rise in the beat. Parks on the air, signals burning bright. Hump Day buzz cuts through the night. Turn the dial, feel the fire in the stream. Frequencies crash like a midnight dream. Happy hour roar, let the airwaves ignite. Hump Day thunder, rolling into the fight. Wires tangled, stories alive in the air. Shouting through the static like we just don't care. Radio scream truth from the unknown. This is our anthem, this is our zone. Turn the dial, feel the fire in the stream. Frequencies crash like a midnight dream. Happy hour roar, let the airwaves ignite. Hump Day thunder, rolling into the fight. Turn the dial, feel the fire in the stream. Frequencies crash like a midnight dream. Happy hour roar, let the airwaves ignite. Hump Day thunder, rolling into the fight. Rolling into the fight.
What is up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zoo November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by, your one stop for everything Adventure Radio. It is Hump Day. Time for the Hump Day Happy Hour. We got a great show tonight because it's always great when we got me and Dan just sitting there talking about rolling batteries around 4 and anything. We can make anything fun. But before we do make things fun, we're going to thank the Patreons because they're absolutely awesome. You guys are just top tier, let me tell you. And there's quite a few of you guys that I get to see here in just a couple of weeks, and I'm excited for it. Also, the YouTube members, equally as important. They are green in the chat or blue if they're a moderator. Like I said, equally as important, top tier right here. And also, we got the Adventure Club, the ever-changing board. It didn't change, but there was a really, really, really close. There's one position that's really close. Now, I'm not going to say who it is. So if you want to take that position and you know who you are, just take it. Dan, what's going on?
Man, it is Wednesday. I got the background right. I had the intro right. I am on a roll today, man. I don't know what it is. Why James drinks his Dr. Pepper, not sponsored. We're going to run down the list here on Hump Day Happy Hour, episode 230. Whiskey Romeo Echo 8 was first in the chat. That's Liz and fam up in snow-blown, frozen in Michigan. They're having a blast up there right now. I tell you what, good to have y'all here. Gary Graham, well, second, what's up? He said he finally got through the FCC website to pay for his license. He can't wait to get his call sign. Yeah, navigating the Corps website, if you're not familiar with it, can be fun, to say the least. Chris was next. Alpha Echo 4 X-Ray Oscar. That's our buddy Ron Chris over at Georgia Parks and Propagation. Check him out here on the tubes. Daryl was next. Kilo Oscar 4 Sierra X-Ray Hotel. Preparing for the next storm. Our lovely Toby is here, Alpha Delta 2 Charlie Delta. And if you missed it, she was out in the park activating today with Alpha India 5 Sierra Mike. Good to see y'all. I didn't get a chance. I saw the spot, but I didn't get a chance to get them, so I feel kind of bad about that. But good to see you, Toby. Kent, Kilo 9 Alpha Echo Echo. What's going on, my friend? Kenny's here. Kilo Juliet 5, Mike Juliet. Echo. What's up, man? Good to have you here. Fred, November 8, Sierra Lima Tango. What's up? What's up? Reed, ABAS. Good to see you. The Hillbilly Ham. I'm still working on the extra there. KE6GAE. What is going on? Mike, A88KB. Roy, what's going on, buddy? KT4EM. Dad is here. Kilo Delta 9 Uniform Victor Kilo. The dad says hi. That's right, buddy. Scott, N2TKT. Good evening to you. Bob, Kilo Oscar 4 Zulu. India Kilo. Good evening. Gene McPhee from Killeen, Texas. That's N3X US. Ronnie's here. Kilo Oscar 4
Zulu.
Romeo X-ray. What's up, buddy? Paul, the Southern Ham. Hey, y'all. What is up, man? Hopefully we'll see you over in Orlando. You said you were thinking about going, but hopefully you do, because I want to buy that black POTA shirt that you have.
Hopefully we'll see him in After Chat tonight, because we ain't seen him in there yet.
If y'all didn't look at his latest video, or one of his latest videos, he has a pretty fly looking black POTA shirt with the POTA logo on it, and I like it. I might have to get me one. Martini's here. Whiskey Delta 4 Juliet. Mike, what's up? Good to have you here. K4DSX Rod, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Scrolling on down here. Kilo 8 Golf Quebec said you'll have the combo number 9. Good to see you. Chris K2PTC. Aaron, Kilo Quebec 4 Hotel Zulu. Kilo. The tax man is here from his roving. He's pulling in the driveway. That's Gary KQ4TAX. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. KQ4GPT Jason. Hello. Mobile Tech is here from Northern Nevada. Kilo 7 Zulu. Foxtrot India. We seem to get all the Zulu call signs. You know, we attract the Zulus, I think. That's pretty awesome. Ham Radio Boom. That's Whiskey Alpha 8. Oscar Mike. What's up, buddy? Kilo Echo 4 Eastern Standard Time. Michael and Mary. Kilo 4 Alpha is in the house. The Flat Cap crew is here. November 4 Bravo Delta Whiskey. What's going on, buddy? AC4HI Allen. Good to see you. And hey, I think that about rounds out the list. If I missed you, throw your call sign in the chat again and say, hey, dummy, frequencies in you. What's going on, James?
Speaking of Zulus, some guy today at one of the parks I was at, he said, I got Kilo Echo 8 Papa ? November. So I wonder what he got next.
Zulu. Yeah. I had somebody do that to me when I was using the club call. They said, I got a Kilo Foxtrot 8 Echo Mike and I didn't get the last letter. You know what I did? India.
Oh, great stuff.
Man,
Great stuff.
Fun. Yeah, man, we are creeping up. We are creeping up on Orlando. This is going to be a blast. Every time we stream, we get closer to it, and I am excited.
Yeah, you know, so we got this hump day. Then we have shenanigans, and then we have
more hump day.
Is it 2 more hump days?
We got another hump day, and then we got shenanigans. Then we got a hump day, and then I leave the next morning.
Yeah. So yeah, it's getting close. And speaking of shenanigans, the other day I was heading out to do a park. Imagine that.
No.
And I was passing another park, which is actually the same park that I was going to activate, but I was activating it in a different place. And as I was passing it, I was sort of glancing over there. I happened to see an antenna on top of a car. So, of course, I whip it right in there. And I go pulling up right beside this car, which is a new to me car. I haven't seen this car before. And I pull up and rolled down my window, and it happens to be our good buddy Bill Brown. And let me tell you, he rolled down his window and sat there talking to me while he was still working CW.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he just kept on working CW and had a conversation with me. And I'm sitting there thinking, and during the conversation, he tells me how I totally lied to him, saying that I couldn't never do CW, that I'd never be able to hear it.
It's true. That's true.
And you know, he's sitting there, and then he says, I did get a compliment. He said, I've heard you several times. He's like, but you pack a pile up. He said, and he said, I ain't got time for all that.
Yeah. Let me tell you somebody else, because you did say that you'd never be able to learn it because you wouldn't be able to hear it. And you proved yourself wrong, you know, first and foremost. You did it, which is awesome. Somebody else I want to give a shout out to. She's probably going to turn red here. But Juliet Mike, Whiskey Delta 4, Juliet Mike, swore up and down she would never be able to tell the difference between a dit and a da. It's for some people, it's just hard to hear. And we get that, right? She has been crushing Morse Mania. Crushing. Sometimes she'll actually hear it and hit the letter before my brain has a chance to process what that letter was and even think about it. It's excellent. She's doing a great job. She doesn't know all the letters yet, but the ones she does, she has very, very fast recognition of, which is phenomenal. So for a person who can't tell the difference between a dit and a da, she's doing all right. James is going underneath the desk. There's no telling what this is going to turn into. This might be shenanigans. You got your toboggan.
That's right. I'm wearing my toboggan.
Yeah.
Brian asked where my toboggan was, so I figured I would show him that there's no sled marks on this because it's not a sled. It is a toboggan.
You should 3D print some little sleds to put on your toboggan.
But it's quite funny. So Viz put this thing in somewhere. I don't even remember where she put it, but she put something and she added me and you, and it was an ad for a sled, and it said something sled toboggan style.
I remember seeing that.
But let me explain to you, because I explained to her. You just proved me right, because it's called a something sled. When it meant toboggan style, that means if you lay your ears back in it, they'll stay warm. That's what the toboggan style meant.
That's cool.
So,
Rod says he can't wait to meet everybody in Orlando. Yeah, buddy. Chris said he used his toboggan on the hills with the 13 inches of snow we had.
I used my toboggan when I walked in 14 inches of snow.
That's right. Absolutely. Yeah, it's supposed to get cold, man. I was looking at the weather report for this weekend, particularly Sunday. It's not going to be fun around here. Now, we were talking about it before stream with James. This is not going to be fun where he is either. Just hopefully by the time Hamcation rolls around, all that's out of there.
Well, so here, this is called a hat. Yes, you are correct.
Yeah.
What I put back in my coat is called a toboggan. Yeah, I understand you're a two call, Chris, and you get a little confused because you're up there and you don't know whether you say 59A or I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry. But
I'm in distress.
But, I had a great time when I was in Canada. I absolutely love Canada. It's just absolutely awesome place to visit. And I want to go back, but
just not right now.
I definitely don't want to go right now. The only thing I don't want to hear is them saying it's a toque. It's a toque.
Yeah. Yeah, Paul, we've had a great debate here the last couple of weeks on hats, buddy. So a toboggan versus a beanie or a toque. The hat that James just had on his head, is that a toboggan? Is that a beanie? Or is it a toque over in Louisiana? What would you call that? I call it a beanie. But beanies come out of cans, right, James?
That's right. Beanies come out of the can, bud.
A watch cap. Beanies. See, all right, so Mobile Tech says a beanie. Paul says it's a beanie. I mean, I'm with y'all. See? That's a beanie. Yeah.
It disappoints me that Dan don't understand a toboggan. He's from the South.
Yeah, we don't have sleds around here, so you would think I would. Yeah. It's a beanie. See, the hillbilly ham says it's a beanie too. The Dr. Pepper is a cap or a hat. Yeah, a cap. Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many people says it. It doesn't make it right.
That's right. You're all wrong.
Thank you. There's West Virginia. There we go. Boggin. He knows.
Yeah. The only thing that we down here have to do with sleds is in the summertime, use your body as your own sled when you go down and slip and slide.
Here was the thing. In the wintertime, when you were getting ready to rush out the door, and your mom would say, "Where you going?" We would say, "We're going sledding." And she'd say, "Put on your toboggan."
So you didn't say you're going tobogganing, and she said, "Put on your sled."
Exactly.
I got you. Okay.
Exactly.
A skull cap. I've heard it called a skull cap before. That's right.
Oh, thanks for the park to parks today, Toby. Even in the first time, there was some confusion. So Kevin calls me, and he says park to park, and they were light. They were light. So I start working him, and then I start hearing a second call, and I'm like, guys, okay, I got 2 park to parks. I was like, right now I'm working, and I give Kevin a call, and Toby said, "Yeah, I know, I'm with him. Alpha Delta 2, Charlie Delta." And I was not expecting that.
Oh, it's awesome to hear Miss Toby out in park.
Toby to be out today because up there it's pretty cold.
Yeah.
I bet you she had on her toboggan.
I say she had on her beanie for sure,
Thank you, Mike. Toboggan in Ohio, but you guys can't drive. At least you can't drive, but you know what it's called.
Brent with there you go. While we're on the topic of caps, everybody put on your thinking cap. Hit the like and subscribe button. Become an 8-track Patreon for some neat benefit.
I think Brent really likes me in Florida too. Because, when I'm home, he don't never get me on 20 meters, but he's tearing me up on 20 meters right now. So, matter of fact, tomorrow at 4 o'clock, there is a video drop of my first bike activation of the year. And you might just hear him call me on it while I'm QRP.
Dude, I think in 2026, as far as hunting you, I have set a new personal record.
You probably have.
Because I think I have hunted you 2 times this year. 3, maybe.
Yeah.
I think that's a record for me.
It is. And once it rolls over into February,
yeah,
I take the number of times I think you should have hunted me, and I deduct that from the number you have hunted me, which makes it even harder for you. Makes it even harder for you to get to the 5,000 coin.
I'll be on negative 50. Yeah.
PCing on 20 is like getting a night no every day.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Yesterday, 17 was on fire, and today, I was on infed, so I couldn't tune over to 17. So I just went to 15, and I listened, and it sounded like garbage. And I was streaming, and I even told him, I said, "This sounds like garbage, but we're going to try it." And 15 was on fire. So
somebody asked, want to know what your prefix to your call sign was going to be when you finally get it back from the FCC. It depends on what land you're in. Like, if you're in 4 land, if it's going to have a 4 in it, you're probably going to get a Kilo Romeo 4. I would say that's probably about where they're up to, I think. But it's all like whatever is the next one in line. But once you get it, if you don't like it, you can apply for a vanity. You have more options as a vanity once you pass your general. I think you'll be able to get a little bit more flexibility out of it. But
so here's the thing. As soon as you get your call sign,
North Carolina, so you're 4.
As soon as you get your call sign, first off, you should already know what vanity you want to try to apply for. As soon as you get it, start applying for them. Do not get people accustomed to your call sign, because my goal was to change my call sign, to my dad's immediately, and then all of a sudden everybody knows this Papa Zoo November guy. So I'm still, I'll never have a vanity. I'll have my original call sign till the end. I'll never get a 1 by or a 2 by. It's always going to be what I got.
Yeah, if you're gonna get a vanity, get it now, as opposed to waiting, and then everybody, like you said, everybody knows who you are. Be harder. Like if I got a vanity call right now, everybody would just be totally lost.
Yeah, dude, I get told. Listen, there are several people that have changed their call signs, and it takes me forever to relearn them. I know their voice, and I've got their old call sign programmed into my database, and it's so hard. Like recently, Hector up in Fayetteville changed his call, and it's so hard. I'll hear his voice, and I want to say Kilo Bravo 4, Lima Oscar Alpha. And he's a 5 call now, which is really out there for me. So it's rough when people get used to your call. Could you imagine if Toby changed her call sign right now?
No, I'd be totally lost. I mean, I would be able to tell it's her by the voice, but it would throw me for a loop badly.
I don't know if I heard her voice, I'm probably going to say Alpha Delta 2 Charlie Delta.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Brian, mine is a vanity. Yeah, for sure. What's funny is a lot of people don't realize it and think I got lucky. And
you know what's funny? You know what's funny? I'm lying again. I said I'll never have a vanity. I have 2 vanity calls.
That's true,
but they're Canadian.
Yeah.
Because I did receive a Canadian call. I don't even remember what it was. No, I didn't. I did not. When I sent in my license, I applied right for it, and I got the Papa Zoo. But I do have another vanity call with the Victor Echo. That's what it is.
Is the Victor Echo your vanity or the Victor Alpha?
Victor Alpha is my main.
Yeah, okay.
Because and they wanted me to be a Victor Echo. They're like, Alpha's the newer calls. I'm like, yeah, but I can't say this is Victor Alpha 3 Papa
right.
Zoo November.
That's right. Oh man. Yeah, me and James in the North were looking not long ago at available call signs for me. Victor Echoes, Victor Alphas. All of the DANs are taken. So we got to come up with something else.
Oh.
Did you have to test for the Canadian call? Yes.
Don't go into winter, man. Don't go into winter.
Yeah. So Chris wants to know if you had a test for the Canadian call. The answer is yes, and it's a rather large question pool.
it is definitely harder than the American test.
Yeah.
I will say this, that because they have different meanings of everything. They think a toque is a toboggan,
And distress is more than an emergency.
Yeah. Up there, when you call 911, it says 911. What's your distress? Because evidently distress is more than an emergency.
Brian, there's 100 questions on the exam, but what's the question pool that they pull those 100 out of? Is it like 1,500?
It's outrageous.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous number of questions they can pull from them. Yeah, thousands. Yeah. Yeah, there's tons. Yeah, buddy. Let's see. Well, Mary, I remember when you were KB4JOY for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it took me a little bit of the adjustment period when you changed your call sign.
Mm-hmm. And hers is an easy one, a super easy one.
Yeah.
But it It did. It threw me for a loop. Same as the other Alpha Betsy. When she changed her call, it threw me.
They randomly pull a certain number of questions from each section of the regulations.
Thousands, he said.
Man, that's nuts.
Yeah, it was different. But all I can say is when you if you want to go your Canadian test, make sure and then have a good VE, because being from America, you might have to say, just like I did, I said, "Can you tell me what that means in American?" The question. And he looked at it and he said, "I don't know why they even worded it like that." I said, "I think what that means is this. Is that what it means?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Okay, I've got the answer." And I knew the answer, but I wanted to make sure that the wording meant the same as I thought it was meaning.
I was going to find some smart guy in Ontario and slip him a couple toonies to take it for me. Just say, "Hey, my name's Dan." There's Marvin from South Georgia, right up the road from me. What's going on, buddy? Kilo Oscar 4. Zulu. Whiskey Delta. Always good to have you in here, buddy. He is one of them people that are close enough to me. I got to disconnect my radios when he transmits because he kind of blows me out of the water here.
Brent, if you leave, the flowers are going to die. Good having you in here, Brent, as always.
Yeah, man.
And you guys should pay heed to this. Click that like button and subscribe, and maybe think about joining the Patreon. I'm at the Discord. Help your activations. 73, Brent. I'm down with that. I believe you.
Man, oh man. So yeah, cold coming up. Hamfest coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm not too worried about the cold, because yes, it's going to be really cold here for Florida, but it's not going to be so cold that it's going to be bother me cold. I mean, yeah, I'll do car activations in it.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be like I'm used to. So I'm not too worried about the cold. Yeah, it's gonna get cold Sunday morning. I mean that it's I think you said 20 some
with the wind chill.
What's they forecasted? Yeah, the wind in Florida is always bad. But the thing is all I have to do is put up an antenna and activate in the car.
I thought you were going on a bicycle rove on Sunday.
No, I do want to get another bicycle activation in. Like I'm already craving it. Like that activation last weekend jump started me. I'm ready for my adventure start, and I definitely want some more bike activations in.
That reminded me when I asked if you can do a bike activation in the cold, because I know you're going to breathe heavy. It reminded me of being in the police academy and graduated in December of 2006. And it was cold for here. It was below freezing. And we used to run like every morning. We ran like 3 miles every morning. And I remember being out there running, and I had my hoodie wrapped around my face just so I could breathe in kind of like warmish air from my own breath.
Did you have glasses back then?
No.
Okay.
But it was painful in the lungs, just that cold air. It's like, oh God, this is horrible. Yeah, I've graduated. These are my readers. Actually, I needed to see stuff close up. Like far away, I can see a tick on a deer from a mile away. I mean, I got fine vision, but anything within like 3 or 4 feet of me, I got to have my readers on.
Hey, meow.
Meow, meow.
Brian, it's going to be 20 some degrees on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
with 39-hour winds.
Yeah. With 30-mile-an-hour wind. The wind will make it cold, but I mean, that's nothing to me normally. Yes, it's going to be cold, but
Brian said he's going to come down. Brian said he's going to come down wearing his shorts, a t-shirt, and a toque.
The problem with Florida, and Brian deals with it too, is because Brian gets a lot of lake winds. is you get a lot of ocean winds that are really, really cold. I mean, I've seen it 50 some degrees in Florida and feel cold, cold. Like when the first time was it the first time we activated a window, Dan?
Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, it was brutal.
I mean, even if you're on the beach, I'm sure you've experienced it. It can be 80, 85 degrees out, and you're on the beach, like with the wind direct off the water, and you're still cold. You still feel cold.
But
Crazy.
now, but with that being said, I'm going to be out at the coldest part of the day Sunday. So if you need to catch me for Sunday, you've got two choices. You can catch me like a smart person would Saturday night, because I'll be doing a late shift Saturday night, which will also be extremely cold then, because that's when it's starting to get cold. Or you can catch me early Sunday morning. I have to be back here by noon because I've got a birthday party I got to go to. So,
Terry's? Is it Terry's?
Yeah,
Terry?
it's Terry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
happy birthday, buddy.
We're having a birthday party for Terry. Everybody's welcome to come.
Yeah, awesome. Right.
So that will be your two choices to catch me. Plenty of
Always-
opportunity.
Always easier on the late shift. As long as it's not too late, then it's really hard from here.
Yeah, well, last week it was between trying to avoid some of the field day madness and going to a cookout so I could eat good food. So, yeah, I chose that and went out of it later. But
I've gotten them on a lot of bands, Alan. KP5 MP3I has had a lot. Their pileups have been humongous. Last time I got them, they were listening like 20 up. It was ridiculous how far they have people spread out. That's a very rarely. I think the last time that island was on the air down there was it's been a while. KP3 MP3 VI. Oh man, where is it? Where are they? DC. Somebody pronounce that for me. Here, let me just copy and paste it. Desicero, maybe.
Here's the thing. If they would send people that would control their activations, they wouldn't have to do that. There's no pileup too big that you got to go split. There's no pileup too big that you got to go split. Now, you may have to break some hearts real quick, 2 or 3 days straight, even maybe. And you got to lay down the law. Because there's been times when I've told my pileups, either you guys straighten up or I'm out. And I have left an activation with a pileup because they won't straighten up. They want to talk over each other.
Right. And
You do that a couple of times, and people will get the word out. Hey, these guys ain't playing.
Then everybody else will be like, "You bastard!" I mean, not you, but the guy who was messing with you.
Yeah.
No, I've gotten them. I know I got them on CW. I think I've got them once, but yeah, they were spreading out.
I just think it can be done without doing split.
I think without doing really hard,
and without doing the numbers, and without doing, just run the pileup, man.
It's not all right. So it's not necessarily split for pileup management. They run split so everybody can hear the activator, because you're not going to be transmitting on the activator's frequency, right? So there's nobody, if you're doing it correctly, there's nobody going to be talking over the activator while the activator's talking. That's why they run split.
And again, I get that problem too. And you just tell them, guys, keep talking over me, and I'm gone.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: if I've waited 20 years to get Bouvet Island, and I'm the idiot that's talking over you because I'm trying to get in, and last night you just went QRT because I wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight I'm going to be good, and I'm going to run this stuff.
Right. The operator was pissed because some of the Europeans wouldn't stop calling and said he would write them down and not call it. Hey, not the Europeans. Come on now. They would never,
Hmm.
never.
Put it to them like them is. If you don't want to go, QRT, say it like this. Say, all right, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to call, and you're going to listen. You're going to let me take who I called, and if you talk over them at any time, I'm writing your call down, and you won't get through this. You won't get this island, this whole trip. I'll guarantee it. You got to control them.
I wouldn't tell them that though. What I would do is just, I would give them the warning, and if they continue on, work them just like you would have normally logged them. Just don't log them. But the problem with that is, here's the problem: they'll keep calling, and you're going to have to either go QRT or something because they're live logging to club log, so you can tell if you made it in their log or not. So it's a good little double confirmation bias. So especially on CW, the first time I contacted him on CW, he actually logged Whiskey Alpha 4, Delta Alpha November, and I saw it come through the live log. So I called him back about 5 minutes later, saw the correct call sign. So it's a double blind, so I know I was in the log, right? Now, if you do that, so if you work them, but don't log them, they'll be able to know. And they'll probably just keep calling you back, But no, not the Europeans. I'm not saying every European. Most of the Europeans are nice folks, but you got a couple from a couple countries that are just, they're not afraid to heat the room up. Put it that way.
CW is the worst. CW is the worst because they don't understand what QRS means.
Yeah.
It's 45 words a minute or nothing, and they expect you to know it.
Speaking of Bouvet, you talked about Bouvet. That soon coming up, 2026 Bouvet 3YOK is going to be there, but it has been delayed for approximately 2 weeks just for some logistic stuff. Their boat needed some repairs and stuff like that, but they have their crates getting shipped down now, and they are getting the vessel repaired because obviously you want it to be in good shape. If you're going out in the middle of freaking nowhere, you don't want it to break down, right? So it's been delayed 2 weeks as of a couple days ago, but they're still on track. So coming up soon, Bouvet 2026. Hopefully it'll go better than last year or the year before, whenever they went, that they didn't get that many contacts. I know they're going to have some dedicated North America antennas, dedicated Europe antennas and stuff like that. So that's what they're planning on anyway. So I'm excited for it. I know I'm going to have the beam pointed southwards, try to get them in there.
Yeah, see, I don't have that hunter mentality like some people have. It's just not my thing to set in a mess of people that are acting fools.
Yeah.
And try to work somebody. It's the same thing, like, again, and I'm not telling somebody to have fun and how to activate, but when people run lists and they run them really slow, I can't sit there. I'll say park to park one time, and if you don't call me and you go into one of your long lists, I'm gone because I just can't sit there through that. I like being on the other side and hearing the pile up and pulling the people from it. I just don't, and it's different. If somebody's controlling the pile up, it don't bother me. If I'm not getting through because it's my station or there's people stronger than me, okay, I'll sit and call a few times. But if I'm not getting through because he says the Kilo Echo station and Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Alpha November comes in and says, Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Alpha November. And he says, all right, Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Alpha November, you're 5'9". All right, thanks a lot, 73 QRZ.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Yeah. Alan says he hopes Bouvet is not during hamcation. Even if they get there during hamcation, they're going to be there for a while. So, I mean, it's just not that weekend. So you don't have anything to worry about. But that happened to me not long ago. I'm not going to name the activators because they ran their activation the way they want to run it. So I'm not complaining on how they run it, but I
Nope,
just
me
could not
neither.
stick around. And it was a dual op activation, a male and a female. And they were passing the mic back and forth, which is fine. I'm not, whatever, you do you. And, but it was, they were taking a list and it was going just so slow.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to get in that list twice. And by that time it was 7 minutes later. And I can't. I just can't. I mean, I don't care if they're the only one on the spot page. I can't. I can't.
I couldn't either. I couldn't. There's no, like, if I was sitting at home so bored that I needed to hunt, and they're the only person on the spot page, and they're doing that,
I can't.
I'll try it. I'll try it once, maybe twice, even.
I tried it twice. Yeah.
And then I'm just done because I don't have time for all that. You know what I'm saying? But again, I don't have that hunter mentality where I got to have all these new parks and I've got to have all these, I've got that activator mentality where I got to activate all these new parks. So everybody has their own thing, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I don't have that mentality.
This is my favorite one. Yeah, I don't need it. But
I don't like to say anything about anybody's activating style because as long as they're having fun, they're doing it right.
This is my favorite one here. So the activator hears two people. They say, all right, the Golf Kilo station, stand by. Kilo Oscar 4, November Lima Lima, you're 5'9". Eddie comes back and says, all right, thanks, you're 5'9" Golf Alpha. Park to park from the pitcher plant bog, because that's where he always is. And then the activator at that time he forgot the station that he told to stand by, which happens to me all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So he says, the station I said to stand by.
And somebody else called.
Come back. And then you hear Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zulu November, but in there. He didn't tell you to stand by. He told a Golf Kilo to stand by. You idiot.
Yeah.
I cannot stand that.
Yeah, it drives me insane. And I'll tell you another thing that drives me insane. Sometimes people are maybe a little too polite in a pileup.
Yeah.
Now you won't hear me say that much, but let's say I say the Alpha Charlie 4 X-Ray Oscar station come now. And there's not an Alpha Charlie 4 X-Ray Oscar station in there. Alpha Charlie 4 X-Ray Oscar. Still nothing. All right, last try, Alpha Charlie 4 X-Ray Oscar. If Chris is sitting in that pileup, he's silly for not saying Alpha Echo 4 X-Ray Oscar. Because that's the station I heard, and I just heard it wrong. Now, again, if I say Alpha Charlie 4 X-Ray Oscar, you should wait and listen to see if I start working an Alpha Charlie 4. But if I say it twice and you're close, go ahead and give your call. Just like the other day, I heard Kilo Foxtrot 8 and I didn't hear nobody come back. And they said Kilo Foxtrot 8, and I was like, Kilo Echo 8. And then the Kilo Foxtrot 8 did come in. But yes, as soon as they worked Kilo Foxtrot 8, guess what happened next?
Mm-hmm.
Kilo Echo 8, and I never said my full call sign. I just said Kilo Echo 8. Kilo Echo 8, Papa's in November, you're 5'9". And I was like, okay, park to park.
For some reason, sometimes people will mess up the suffix of my call sign and voice, and they'll think it's Delta Papa November. I mean, maybe I muddle my speech. I don't know. But so if they say the Delta Papa November station, like you said, I won't come back first time because that's not me. But what I hate is if the activator only asks one time.
One time.
So if I say, the Alpha Charlie 4 X-Ray Oscar, all right, nothing heard, QRZ. Oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Mama Noodles in the house.
I'll normally give people because you do have rude people that talk over you. And that's the other problem. When I say the Alpha 0 Zulu station, but he didn't hear me because somebody was talking at the exact same time over top of me. but I couldn't hear the station talking at the same time. So therefore, I don't know this guy's not getting work now.
Then the
'cause
next
he's an
thing the
idiot.
hunter hears is nothing heard QRZ. It's like, what happened?
That's why
Mhm.
I'll come back again. The
Yeah.
Alpha Zero Zulu station. And a lot of times somebody says, "Oh, hey, yeah, 5-9, somebody's talking over you."
Yeah. There's Kyle in there getting ideas for his next root operators stream. That was a blast, man. We should do that again.
It was a lot of fun.
Kyle, if you haven't looked at his videos, he put out one today about him running some CW, some bloops. First time he ran CW in 6 or 7 months, and it was a struggle.
No, I guarantee it's a struggle.
That's the same thing with me, man. Same
Yeah, I
thing with me.
guarantee. Dude, if I miss 2 or 3 days not doing CW, because like for example, when I was on the way down here, me and Josh activated in Georgia, and I have Josh with me. I'm not doing CW. We get to Georgia, we go out with Dan and Jamie. There's 4 of us. I'm not doing CW.
We could have done a 4-op CW.
The next day, I'm on my way from Dan's to Florida, and yes, now I'm activating by myself, but I'm in a hurry because I'm trying to get down here to get set up for the stream, and I'm just trying to get an activation. So I went 3 days. So that Monday, I go to doing CW, and I'm struggle busting 3 days, and I'll struggle.
Do you hold the paddle upside down and send like Dodge for dits and wonder what the hell's going on?
It's hard to hold. It's hard to hold my paddle wrong because you've seen I've kind of rubbed the rubber piece off of the one side.
I've done that before with the modern Morris key. I'll just reach over and grab it and I'll look at it and I'll just grab it and start sending. I'll be like, what the heck is going on? My dits or my DAWs? Yeah. And then I'll be like, oh, it's upside down.
Well, I can't remember. It was the CW Morris key that was the higher end one that was modeled off of somebody else's key. I can't remember. Kyle would know the name of it. He actually made me a handle for mine. But when it came to me, it was wired backwards.
Yeah.
And the first time I went to use it, I didn't know what to do, and I turned the thing upside down and was using it upside down.
Yeah. And Zero SA, that's who it was, right?
Yeah. Somebody. Yeah. So I'm positive that somebody stole that key from me.
Really?
Yeah.
I still have mine, but I don't use it much now.
Well, mine is on the thing that Kyle made me and everything, and it just disappeared.
So I remember that key. I remember it being a good key. I had the CW Morris version. I've never had an original N0 SA key. I mean, I'd love to have one, but if I remember correctly, I was getting some RF back on it or something, and it would pop me every now and again. Probably my fault for not having something, radials or my choke in the wrong spot or something.
I can't remember where I was at, but I can even picture the place. There was these like V-shaped signs behind me of the park, and there was a picnic table right here, which was metal. And I was using something that used radials. It would have been a vertical. I don't remember which vertical it was, but something that uses radials, and I didn't put out radials. And I was doing CW, and I had it on that metal table too. And that sucker zapped the immortal crap out of my hand, son. Yeah. It was a good one.
Now you know how I felt. Yeah. POTA Activator wants to know why you were stalking them yesterday.
Well, when I come into an area, my immediate thing to do is to go out and see what peasants are activating in my new area.
That's right.
And I run into this guy who by the way, looks really, really good. I mean,
he does.
He's lost a lot of weight. I will tell you that.
He's looking pretty fly for a white guy.
Yeah.
You know,
But I'll tell you what. But I'll let him stay in the park and keep activating since he told me where a forfeit was. He knew how to get rid of me. He's like, well, if you go here.
so he paid his duty by letting you know where the forfeit was.
Yes.
I got you.
And
Bill, always good to see you, buddy. Hopefully see you here in a couple of weeks, man.
it's funny too, because I've been down here several years now in these winter months, and I've never known that. And he's never told me this either.
Well, there's probably a ton of stuff that he hasn't told you yet. He's just, every year he has to have something new. He has to have some new kind of knowledge for you.
86 pounds. Wow,
That's
Bill.
incredible. I saw a picture of you on Facebook, and we were talking before the stream, and said you look really good, bud.
Yeah, he asked me, said, have you seen Bill? I was like, oh yeah, I seen him. I ran into him at the park. And see, I didn't even recognize the car because he's in a new to me car. So
that was awesome. Yeah, local secrets. That's right. You got to keep the secrets local. That's right.
Yeah, I will be honest. If I went back, I would probably run it as a threefer so I could be more comfortable, because I was half off of that little dirt road and half on that little dirt road. I tried to get off of it as much as I can because there was trucks that kept coming through there, big trucks too. So I would probably just run it as a threefer, or pack me a little table over there and set on that road to make it.
You didn't get your big white and orange roadblock signs and put cones out that said POTA detour and just park in the middle of the road?
Bill says, I know that dirt road is hard to navigate. Anything's hard to navigate for Bill because he likes to do U-turns.
A lot of them. Yeah.
We went on a road with him
3 years ago, was it?
We did more U-turns in that road than I've probably ever done in my life.
That was funny.
That was a good road. I remember that road quite well.
I want to say that ended up being 9 parks, and the last one got kind of rained out, didn't it, for the late show?
We got rained out, I'm pretty sure.
No, we did 10. We were going to do 11. The last one got rained out. We were going to do our late shift, but it started raining. Yep. I remember now. It's funny how you remember certain details like that of just random stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, I was bragging on you there earlier, Bill, telling them that you were still doing CW while having a conversation with me and never missing a beat.
That boy's wired different. That's for sure. Solid mud when it rains. Don't go down there. And the other trick that Bill gave me the first time that we ever went out to Lake Apopka was make sure you turn off.
Don't go down that road.
Go straight, because you're locked in for the next 35 miles or something at like 10 miles an hour. You can't. Yeah, there's no outlet.
Hey Gary, good night, man. Hopefully you get your call sign this week.
I remember that. To this day, he said, whatever you do, do not go past the gates. Do not go straight, because you will be in a world of hurt. 13 miles, but it takes an hour. That's right.
He says he listens to music while operating CW.
Oh, that's great.
That would have been even better. That would have been even better if I would have known he was there, and I would have pulled off somewhere else and went through the woods and snuck up with him on a camera and put the camera in the window, and he's sitting there in the car doing CW while he's singing "Girls Just Want to Have Fun."
I have snuck up on Bill with a camera while he's been on an activation here in Georgia, but he was not listening to the radio. He was talking to Robbie at the time. They were doing a twofer. Or I'm a 2-op, not a twofer. But playing like Girls Just Want to Have Fun would be great.
He says that it's 13 miles, but it takes an hour.
Or like I'm a Barbie girl.
Mm-hmm.
Or something.
He says, I was carrying, be careful.
You're in Florida. I expect you to be. Doesn't everybody?
So,
I mean, everybody should.
so I'm going to go ahead and put this out there in after chat. I'm going to tell you about the conversation that me and Bill was having while we were talking about a certain park, and we both went into ham radio innuendos for that specific conversation. And I'll talk about that in after chat. I will not talk about it on the stream. He says me a Bob Bagali and a Beretta.
That's right. And Kyle said Tiffany is better because girls just want to have fun. That's right. I think we're alone now. Me and my CW key.
I could see Kyle singing "Material Girl."
Me and my CW key, the only ones around. Kyle, we need to make a mashup, buddy. Oh my goodness.
It's funny because me and Bill actually have a habit of running into each other in POTA parks, because the first time I was ever run into him in a park, I was wrapping up, and he pulls in to start activating up there at the Van Fleet Trail up there at the very end of it where it's a twofer.
See you, Paul. Thanks for hopping around, buddy. Good work on the videos. Keep them up.
Have a good one, Paul.
80s Madonna. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
We have to get you a pair of those Madonna gloves, Kyle, to wear around Orlando.
With the bustier too. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually filmed Bill in his car, and I stuck it on TikTok, I think, way back then. And then I think I was sitting there talking to him while he's activating, and I'm pretty sure it was Reed, who's in the chat right now, or was in the chat, I don't know if he still is, that said, "Hey, I seen James activating that park. Are you with him?" And Bill's on him and said, "Well, he's standing in my window, but I'm not with him."
He's here. James is here physically. I don't know about mentally. Yeah, the video from Ham Radio Prep about activator almost gotten fried by a power line. I mean, if we haven't learned anything over the last year,
it was Reed. He remembers that.
You know, I mentioned this on our end of the video for 2025 stuff. We've lost some good hams last year in 2025. One of them was by electrocution power line, and it's horrible. So look up if you're putting up a mast, shooting a line, anything. Look up, make sure you're safe. I mean, it should be common sense, but it's horrible. It just be aware of your surroundings is what it comes down to, and that means even up in the air.
And guys, lightning's no joke. Don't play in that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a lightning app on your phone. I have one on mine. I got it set to go off. I think it's like a 7-mile radius from my current location. And if it goes off, if I can't take the antenna down, it's most definitely getting unplugged from the radio. You know, if I'm out in the park, something like that. Yep, the Lightning Pro app, that's what I use. And if I hear that go off and I'm out in the park, I'm done. Because it's within 7 miles of me, and that's close enough to do a fairly nice static discharge, right?
Yeah, that's what I use, the Lightning Pro app. That's what I use too, Bill.
Yeah, be safe when you're out there. Just
Chris said it happened recently, not just last year.
It probably, the close calls probably happen more often than people will post about or admit to because they don't want to be embarrassed about it. I'll tell you right now, if it ever happened to me where I had a close call, I hope I had it on video, because while it would be embarrassing for me to be sitting here telling people to be aware of your surroundings and to look up, I could use that embarrassment to maybe save somebody else's life, to show how easy it can happen to somebody who even says what you should do. You know what I mean? I hope it never happens to me, but it's possible that it might. I mean, nobody's immune to it. Nobody's immortal, right? So be careful, guys.
I activated in North Carolina one time recently, and it was cold. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to hit this park right here in the parking lot. And honestly, I looked up and I might have been far enough away from it, but I said, I'm not going to chance it. If this thing tips over, I'm not going to chance it. So instead of activating the car, I went and set at a picnic table and run an end fed, way away from them power, because you don't want to chance something like that.
That is right.
Yeah. Also keep your head on a swivel in remote parks. Well, that's what I was going to talk about, the innuendos that we yeah, absolutely. Because
Did you back into a parking space again?
There's some sketchy parks here in Florida.
Did you back into a parking space again?
It has to do with that. We were talking about another park up and around Jacksonville that I haven't been to yet.
Oh yeah.
Drug activity in a lot of these places down here. I know they've had a lot of sex trafficking in some of these parks around here in Polk County. I know a couple of years ago they did a big bust. I mean, a big one.
For sure. Well, it's getting to be the top of the hour.
It's not getting to be. It's past the top of the hour.
Yeah.
So what do you got coming up, Dan?
I'm going to drop a couple links. Excuse me. Wow. I'm gonna drop a couple links here in the chat to our Patreon and our Discord, where we're going to be heading over to the after chat because it is Wednesday. It is Hump Day Happy Hour. So we do an after chat on Wednesdays over in our Discord. That's for Patreon members. Thanks everybody for coming along. Episode 230 of Hump Day Happy Hour. And James, let us know more about this after chat.
Before we do, I got to read Chris's comment. Split is I may have to make that a shirt, Chris.
That's a pretty good one. I like that one.
But anyway, yeah, for myself, I'm going to head over to after chat and hang out with the Patreons, and we're going to talk about the James and Bill Brown innuendos from the other day. It was quite funny because I said one and then he said one. Then we just went back and forth for a couple of them, and you're going to miss it if you don't show up in after chat. So it is a Patreon benefit, but you can go to Patreon and sign up for free for 7 days, as long as you message me and Dan and let us know you signed up, and we'll get you squared away and get you in there. Other than that, while I'm in after chat tonight, I'm going to drop a short and a TikTok. Tomorrow I have a video drop of the first bike activation of the year. You don't want to miss that. So Saturday I will be dropping the Satellite Saturday video. And between now and then, I'll be activating every day. So thanks for hanging out with us all night tonight, guys. And skip to the 2-minute mark. Oh, you posted the video.
Yeah,
I got you. Thank you, Chris. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. And we'll catch everybody later. 73.
See you guys.